Just
Yeah, I
nailing
see
it
what
out
you
there.
mean now.
Freddie, you know, it's really a pleasure to be working with you on this tape. You've got one of the best swings I've ever seen, and I really enjoy watching you hit your long shots. The 3-wood, the long irons, the middle irons, you seem to do them with so much ease. What's your secret?
Well, I think as far as fundamentals, timing and tempo for myself, I know when I go to the range at home or practice, I just work on smoothing out my swing. You play in wind and rain and the tough courses and tough shots, and your swing get out of whack. When I go home, I just work on timing and tempo.
Does colder weather like it is today, does that have any effect on your
A little
tempo?
bit. A little bit. When you get in cold weather, when I go out to the range before the round, I try and swing almost farther than I would on the course to really loosen up and make as big a shoulder turn as I can, and that seems to help me out quite a bit.
Well, that would be, does warm weather have the the opposite effect? Is it?
I think so. I think I need to be careful because I do have a long swing, and that as long as I'm real relaxed, I might overswing quite a bit, which has happened once or twice.
How about rain?
I grew up in Seattle, so I've had enough of rains. You just put the rain gear on and go at it.
Okay.
The key to Fred's swing is his upper body. Notice the triangle formed by the shoulders. The arms are extended. He will turn his triangle back behind the ball and return virtually to the same position at impact. This allows Fred to swing the club head down the intended line of flight. Fred will make a full turn with his back to the target. He is completely coiled up. Hips, shoulders, arms, hands, and clubhead have all turned behind the ball. The overhead view of Fred's address position show his shoulders and feet are parallel to the intended line of flight. This square stance enables Fred to take the club away on an inside path around the body, much like swinging a baseball bat. With the full upper body coiled, the forward swing is an uncoiling action, initiated by the lower body turning left.
Speaking of the swing, it is largely controlled by the upper body. The hands, arms, and shoulders move the golf club. Swing the hands and arms back and around to the top, creating your arc. That swing motion must be supported, balanced, and controlled by the lower body movement. Swinging the club with the upper body and supporting it with the lower body is the ultimate. The proper blend of upper body movement and lower body support helps you create the correct swing path. As Davis demonstrates here, the correct path should be from inside to along the line and back to the inside. The proper inside-to-inside swing path can be seen beautifully from this vantage point. Davis swings the club back and around and up, forward from the inside, and then back to the inside again after impact. Inside and around going back, inside and around going forward. That same inside-to-inside swing can be altered slightly to produce different ball flights. To draw the ball, simply set your feet and shoulders to the right, continue your swing path inside to inside, and draw the ball. For the fade, we need to reverse the process. Setting the feet and shoulders slightly left, still trying to swing inside to inside, and now producing a fade.
Davis, have you always hit the ball a long way?
Yeah, from when I was playing junior golf and then started to play amateur golf and even college golf, I was always longer than the players that I was playing with.
Did you know why you were longer?
No, I really didn't. And not until I got older and understood the swing better and learned more about the game that I knew why I hit it farther. I just thought it was just something natural that I could do.
Davis, do you feel that you have to put on a show for people to expect you to hit the ball 300 yards?
No, I try not to. I try to tone it down when there's a lot of people that want to see me hit it a long way. And when they're expecting me to hit it long, I usually just try to make a nice smooth swing and just put it in the fairway, because that's the name of the game.
How much does it please you to hit the ball 300 yards?
I've gotten used to it. It pleases me to see it go in the fairway. That makes me real happy. As long as it's in the fairway, it's okay with me.
An often overlooked fundamental is simply teeing the ball properly. As Davis prepares to hit this tee shot, notice how he tees the ball such that the equator of the golf ball is even with the top of his driver. This is ideal. That tee height helps Davis set up the shape of his golf swing. If he were to tee it too high, he might fall back and swing up too much. If he were to tee it too low, it might force him to try and strike down, as with an iron. In summary, leaving the tee in the ground is a key point to becoming a better driver. And to accomplish that, you must start off with a good, solid posture position, well balanced, allowing for a free motion of the swing. Flex at the knees, bend at the hips, and reach out far enough for the golf ball. Allow your swing to work around the body and inside to inside through the ball. Try watching these next few swings of Davis and focus on the full motion and free rhythm of his golf swing.
Peter, is there anything new on the horizon for the golf swing?
Well, you know, the pendulum always swings from one side to the other, and I would say that a few years ago there was an emphasis on a, quote, modern swing, which had a weaker left-hand grip and bigger body motion and not so much hands involved. And I think I see a trend towards back to what I would call a traditional golf motion. The swing is a little less upright, a little more hand and arm involvement, and a little more around the body rather than quite so vertical of a swing motion, say, like what Jack Nicklaus developed.